can see, we're in the Cosmic Gypsy, and headed out for a day or two. Going up a back way, up here, up in 70, across the mountains, and taking a back road out to some dispersed camping, up by the pines, get out of the desert and go up to the pines for a day or two. I'm waiting for one more thing to be delivered for the car before I take off. And I want to make sure I've got everything packed in here that I need, that I didn't forget something before I, take off for a little longer time. But the thing I ordered, now I do have the WeatherTech, things for the window, which I like, but the one for the front window is sometimes a little bit, I don't know, it's a little kind of a pain to use. So I ordered a different one that's thicker. It's thicker and it comes in a case. I ordered one of that same brand for the my little Scion IQ, and I love it. And so I ordered one for this car. So that's what I'm waiting for before I can take off down the road. Now yesterday I had $2,000 worth of work done. Yeah, it was time to replace the struts and the shocks and struts and sway bars. So I did that yesterday because I like to do sometimes the forest roads and stuff. And the shocks and things had not been changed on this car since it was new, I don't think. And it was time. It was starting to leak and stuff. So it was a good thing that I went in when I did. Now, as I understand, they put KYB shocks in the front and Monroe in the back because they couldn't get the KYB, early enough in that day to put them all. So I'm glad I've got them at least in the front because it's a heavier duty shock than the Monroe. So happy with that. And I got today my new Make-U. Now I have a Make-U already that's a bit smaller than this, which I have loved it because it's a refrigerator that you can sit up in your front seat. And and you can open it when you're driving and have your, cold drinks and stuff, your soda or water or tea, whatever it is you have, which is nice, and it plugs in 12 volt, or you can run it on AC as well. And it's only a one temperature fridge. It doesn't have separate compartments, but this will go down to freezing, so you can freeze things in here. So, but I just got it, and so I'm running it to see, make sure that it's working okay. So, we'll see. But I do like this brand, the Make-U. And the little bit larger one, it's just taller than the other one. So you can put a little bit taller items in it and, stack them up. You do have a little more room in this one than I did in the other one. So I think it's going to be perfect. So the puppies are happy. We went downstairs, and they got their very special Milky Bones. And I got a large coffee that's going to last me, give me gold power. Although I haven't, no, I take it back. I did eat something this morning. I had one egg. I did have an egg and a half a piece of bread. So I'm good. Interested to see how this is going to be different now. Going out here to some of this dispersed camping and stuff. We will check it out. Said before, I really do like the Prius. Because you get good gas mileage and it's comfortable. At least for me, it's perfect. Now I'm short, I'm 5'2". So the way I have my bed, I could put it crossways because I like to sleep curled up, so that works great. And then when I'm not, it's all folded up right now, and the puppies can lay on the top of it and see out the windows really well. And if I go to cook, I can sit it up here in the front seat, so I've got a lot of extra space in the back there. Because I do my cooking inside. I don't go outside to be cooking. And that's one thing that was really important to me, because I don't want to have to be cooking out in the snow or the rain or dust storms. Just not. And I love having the climate control. So I don't have to bring a lot of heavy-duty blankets and other things. I have one blanket that I need to use because I run the climate control. Because those things can take up a lot of room and everything. Now you get less gas mileage than you do with the regular Prius. This is a Prius B, this is a larger one, but it's better gas mileage than a Sienna. Now a Sienna is going to have more room, more headroom and things than does this. But in this, I do have a place, I can sit straight up, so like I said, it's quite comfortable for me and the puppies. Now I do have a little tent thing that I can open up the back and put on it. I mean, not a regular tent, big thing, but just to keep the bugs and things out if I want to have airflow, if I don't want to be running the climate control. boondocks out there. They have one that's Filipino, and so once in a while when I go through here, I like to stop and get the adobo. So that's always fun. Yesterday when I had the shocks and stuff, but I don't know why they tore up the whole back of my vehicle. Everything was in disarray and moved, and I don't know what they were doing. But they were telling the driver, he took me up to the house and then brought me back because it was, going to take some time to do. But they were telling him, you should see her car. They were impressed with it. It would be nice someday to actually meet other people that are doing car life and stuff. Now, I do have a home base. I'm not in here all the time, although I would be quite comfortable and happy to be in here all the time. I have no problem with it. But I do a tarot reading show every week with a few other people around the world, and so I kind of have to be at the home base to do that because I've got to have a good signal and everything. And when you're out here doing boondocking out in the, you just don't get a signal half the time. And since I committed to do that show, which I've done for a number of years now, the only time I missed the show was when I was in the hospital having my thyroid taken out, and then the other time I was in the hospital they gave me the ostomy. So that's it. That's the only times I missed it. Otherwise I've been on there for years, every week. So then I just have to, if I wasn't doing that show, I would be on the road. Yeah, I would be on the road. Because I really do enjoy it. Now, I think I need to, I was just thinking if I should do the AAA, but I just forgot my insurance. I have Geico, and they have roadside service as well. So I guess I really don't need it, although maybe I should call Geico and just see what their roadside service is. That might be good to know, the parameters of it. They called me up and said, your sway bars are going bad. You can save $150 if you have them replaced now. And I'm glad I did. I can feel the difference in driving, actually. Now that's one thing I do want to keep up. You want to keep up the maintenance on your car for sure. 78 out there at the moment. Well, that's nice. Now, I did check my clothing I've got in here yesterday. That's one thing I have, pull-out drawers in the back. So on both sides open up. And I've got summer clothes, and then I've got jeans, and I've got winter. Also a little bag thing of winter stuff, winter stuff. So that, you know, I'm kind of ready for most weather. Or it doesn't, and then you switch things around. It may take a little while to figure out your configuration and what's going to work for you. The only thing I have built in here was I did take out the back seat, and then I had the little platform that was built to even it out. And in the platform, I didn't have it put all the way up because I have a 3-drawer, little 3-door cabinet here, and the toilet I have here as well. But I did have a little bit of a platform made, and then it's got the drawers on either side that pull out, which is really handy to have to put your clothing and stuff. So that works out really well. And then where the platform is, it does have a little space there that you could put in your shoes. I have a pair of knee-high moccasins, and I have some hiking shoes and some sandals. So I have a place that I can keep shoes and stuff as well. So that works out really well. I also got a new phone holder that works out much better than the one I had that hooked onto the mirror. That one was a pain because every time I go to put the window covering in at night, I would have to take that off, and you know, it was kind of a pain to do. So I like this one, and it's got a magnetic thing that you just put your phone in, it holds it, and works really well. I like it a lot. And coffee things. I wound up with the AeroPress, which I love. Makes a great cup of coffee, and it's so easy to take care of. Having the big drip thing with all the grounds and stuff, and then it would, yeah, no. I didn't like that as well. There's that controversy that says once they've been cooled and they've been washed, you can't do that. Well, that's a fallacy, I found out. So you can, and then that saves room in your your fridge as well. You can coat the eggs and keep them for quite some time without being refrigerated. And so that's what I do for my eggs. Now I do usually buy the hard-boiled eggs as well because it's just simple. You know, that's what I had last night. I had a couple of those small eggs and some cucumber and some tomato and just had that. So it was fresh and it was good. Easy breezy. I'm usually like that, you know, just something simple. I don't make a lot of really complicated things when I'm out, you know. So just simple. Now what was weird though, yesterday, well, a few days ago, not yesterday, but we've been having an ongoing conversation. There was this doctor and he's talking about diverticulitis and cancer, rectal cancer and all of that type of stuff. And I said, well, could you talk about rectal diverticulitis? And he was like, I've been doing this 25 years. I've never seen such a thing, you know. I would have him do another test because I don't think, and I told him, well, yeah, it is a thing. It is a thing. And I said it's a true diverticulitis that all of the problems with it than you do with regular diverticulitis. So he did look it up and he said, oh my God, it is a thing. I said, I know it's a thing because I have it. I had it. I told him, yeah, I have an ostomy and I had, my doctor went in and they thought it was regular diverticulitis. The sigmoid was totally clean, nothing there. Then he found out I had rectal diverticulitis. And then when you get that, a lot of times they think it's very similar to having the rectal cancer. A lot of the same things present with it. But I was fortunate they did send in, they had to take out a bunch of the rectum area. And there's no cancer, so I'm, fortunate with that. I didn't get cancer, but I did have an ostomy and I kept the ostomy. So, but that doctor was surprised. How could you be a surgeon for so many years and not know about it? I was like, oh my God, I'm glad I had the surgeon I had. And the thing I liked, my surgeon was really good. We were able to sit there and discuss things. He would discuss things with me and yeah. So I was happy that I had the surgeon I did. Although it would have been much easier if you would have had laparoscopic surgery instead of totally opening you up.